Hey, this is Captain Lou. I was going to wait until the end of this week, maybe Friday, to send out an email blast to everyone with a subject line that says, reports of the demise of the Caribbean have been greatly exaggerated. Because some people are kind of worried, will we be able to visit these ports, these exotic ports of call, come January 20th? 4 months from now, maybe right around the corner, but it's also a long time away to rebuild. And for those of you that are in Florida or Texas or in one of those demolished islands of the Caribbean, what can I say? My heart goes out to everyone who's still without power, water, have sustained damages. And there's been a series of events between Harvey in Texas and Irma with this huge hurricane. Obviously, you can't fight Mother Nature, and all we can do is band together. It's amazing how these events band people together. I'm saying this one day after 9/11 from New York City, where I experienced it, firsthand, just a couple of miles away. And these tragic events tend to band people together. Yet, some will say, "Oh, well, Lou, what's going to happen to the cruise industry and to all these ships calling on the Caribbean? Are we going to be okay for the Marketers Cruise in January?" And the answer is really astounding. We've had almost no cancellations. I just want to show you what's going on. This is a gigantic binder with the more than 300 of you. Look at this. The more than 300 of you who've already signed up many months in advance, most of you a year in advance when we were on last year's cruise, for the adventure of a lifetime that happens every January. And almost no one has canceled. But something really amazing and spectacular happened in the last few days, and that is the outpouring of love and support and the rush for new bookings during Hurricane Irma, which even astounded me. I want to welcome back John Cornetta and family. John Adams called me up. He's going to be a group leader for the first time, but not his first Marketers Cruise. Small Business Revolution, real estate guru, John Adams from Atlanta. We look forward to having you on our stage this coming January, asking me if I could do a radio interview with him. Tom Beal, co-founder and partner Tom, along with Mike. Tom Beal called me up this past weekend, and we recorded an interview while he was actually posing for pictures on the beach of Fort Lauderdale, I think it was, or was it Delray? One of those great towns on the east coast of Florida, which they thought was going to get hit. And a lot of our good friends stayed who live in Florida. And Tom was with arms outstretched, with sending over those beautiful shots of the beach with the storm approaching, and saying, "I want to interview Lou, so we could get some cruise love going to take us over the top and better our best." And this is with Hurricane Irma on its way. So I'm just astounded at that. And then I just got a Facebook private message from Tom and Jax Jandula. They just had a new baby girl, Roxy Rue, who will turn 6 months just days before the January 20th sailing of the Marketers Cruise. And what's important about that is you cannot cruise unless you're 6 months old. And so little Roxy will just be right over the mark by a few days to be able to be eligible to come sail with us. And 6-month-old Roxy says, "I don't want to miss my first ever Marketers Cruise." So with all of this stuff going on, I just wanted to reach out to you right now and give you a little heads up about, like, what about the islands? Is the Caribbean still there? Will we have places to visit? Mark Donnan he's so humorous, said, "Well, it looks like we're going to be spending 7 or 8 days at sea." And the answer is no. That would be lovely, of course, because it's about the camaraderie, and that would be more time for pizza and profits and for networking and schmoozing while Caribbean cruising, and profitable deals being done while on vacation and having fun. But we do get off the ship. So I want to address right now, any updates in the itinerary. Well, first of all, just to let you know, this week would not have been a good week to go on a Caribbean cruise. And so there were obviously a lot of devastation in some of the islands, and a lot of cruises rerouted and canceled. And thank goodness, from the many groups that I produce each year, there was nothing from this office that was involved this past week. So the cruise industry has been shaken up this week. But because dozens and dozens of ships go out every week, long before January 20th, as early as next week, there will be cruises calling on Eastern Caribbean ports of call, including a cruise I'm doing in November that you may not know about. It's a women's empowerment group to Cuba. We're doing on the Royal Caribbean Empress of the Seas on November 4th. It's for female speakers, authors, publishers, and I'm producing that event. It's a women's leadership group going to Cuba out of Tampa, of all places, one of the places that got hit on the west coast of Florida. And then we have another group in December as well. That's in a different niche. But the biggest group of the year, of course, as you know, is the one that I'm known most for, and that is the Marketer's Cruise. So what's going to happen when we arrive in Miami it's Fort Lauderdale. We are sailing out of Fort Lauderdale on Saturday, January 20th, a little bit more than 4 months from now, but yet just around the corner. St. Martin has gotten the hardest hit of our 4 ports of call, and in most probability will not be ready for prime time when we set sail, although they will try their damnedest to get the tourist areas and the cruise ports, which, remember, provide 90% of their revenue. The economies of these islands are all based upon tourism. So if we can go there and support their economy, I'm ready to spend a few extra of my own bucks to support the local economies of places like St. Martin that have gone through absolute devastation. And if that doesn't happen, then at the captain's discretion, they can replace St. Martin with another beautiful island paradise nearby that we will call on. Meanwhile, Grand Turk will be back in action. San Juan, although San Juan has pockets of power outages still and for the next few days or week or so, San Juan will be fine. Fortunately, Irma skirted San Juan. It did not take a direct hit, and before you know it, San Juan will be back in action. And St. Kitts escaped the wrath of Irma entirely. So 3 out of our 4 islands are fine, or will be. St. Martin is the wild card. We don't know. There is a lot of devastation down there, and a lot of the cruise lines have been pitching in to actually with rescue operations to rescue people on the islands, to bring them to safe harbor, to bring people from Miami with supplies to these islands to help with whatever is needed. So I'm very, very proud of the cruise industry this week pitching in and helping, and because there was a lot of devastation, especially in islands that we are not visiting, like Barbuda, not Bermuda, Barbuda, Anguilla, and of course I mentioned St. Martin and several other islands. But there are dozens of islands, actually there are hundreds, and the cruise industry is alive and well. Our ship will be sold out. We're 80% sold out. The ship and our group is more than 80% sold out. We've got more than 300 people booked. And you guys are fabulous, because with your abundance mindset, instead of saying, woe is me, should we maybe cancel our cruise, or is the Caribbean going to be okay in January? Instead, more of you have been booking, and I can't believe it, in the last few days, been booking the Marketer's Cruise and been spreading the love to friends who also deserve to go. And that makes you, without a doubt, a cut above all the rest that entrepreneurial spirit, that positive mindset to want to help and restore and support and contribute to these economies. The messages that I've gotten have been just fantastic and inspiring to me. I'm so proud to be part of this community. Now, I know I'm going on and on and on here past the 10-minute mark, but it's been a while since we've touched base. I want to, of course, always thank my partners, Tom Beal and Mike Fulsame, and all of our group leaders that are bringing us their tribes for this one, as they do every year. You might be one of those group leaders that will be in our showcase, and we love you the most, to say the least. But once again, I have to say, as someone whose business and livelihood is in this industry of producing these amazing, life-changing special events at sea, we do groups all year long, not just in the Caribbean, Alaska, Europe, Mediterranean, all over the world, in every different niche possible. That's what I market. I market special events at sea. But without a doubt, not just because it's my biggest and flagship group going on 12 years now, the cruise that I would never miss for all the tea in China, and I love tea, is the Marketers Cruise. And that's not because of the islands or because of the ship or anything else like that. Not even the Guy Fieri's burgers that will be available on this sailing, or the pizza and profits. It's because of you guys. You guys, I keep forgetting, it's not even the 1% group. It may be the 0.1% group of the most amazing, positive-spirited, positive mindset, giving people that Tom reminded me we don't find every day around the corner in our communities. Most people are small-minded or trapped from what they know. We don't know what we don't know. And so that entrepreneurial spirit that's found on the Marketers Cruise, with the hundreds of the brightest marketing minds on the planet there to help each other, I have never seen anywhere else, on any cruise, in any group, in any community, at any seminar, in any niche, in any other industry. And all of those things have merit and they're great. But the Marketers Cruise community, 12 years strong, have gone from my clients to friends, and we say Marketers Cruise friends, but you guys are the Marketers Cruise family. And if I haven't said this lately and haven't said it enough, I do love you the most, to say the least. And that must be right on schedule. Somebody else calling to book the Marketers Cruise? Captain Lou, Subterranean World Headquarters. We'll go overboard for you. Telemarketer. That's still marketing, right? Bye for now.